This experiment has been a couple of months in the making. It's taken that long to get through it all, but I'm really impressed. So it all started with doing another rune journey. The first one that I did gave me my wheel of time and cycles. The second one I did completely different. I did it same way, drawing them randomly, but then using Stitchomancy in order to allow Hella to tell all the stories of the runes, her own stories of the runes. Then I did the same thing with the Morrigan, allowing her to tell me the stories of the Ogham, her own stories. Then Ancestors. My Ozark women were a little bit more tricky because it was animals, and so that went a lot more into trying to figure out which animals. And then once I got 17, I was hoping for 10, but I ended up with 17 animals. And then doing the same thing, using Stitchomancy and tarot in order to let them tell me the story. What I ended up with is this incredible book that has every part. So Hella's got all of her pieces in here. A story for every rune. But the interesting thing is it wasn't just a story about the runes. It was an instruction booklet. All of them became instruction guides in different ways. So Hella and the runes are very much my outer self and things that I'm teaching, things I'm going through in the world, how I go through the world. Especially when it comes to sharing and using my foundations in order to help others. The Morrigans. The Morrigans is very much about my inner self and my inner growth. And it goes along with the other journey of my outer self because they're not separate things. They have to work together. Two sides of duality that you have to blend. And then ancestors. My ancestors have always been more on the side of magic, spells, rituals. These are the things I like to do. And I have instructions for shape shifting and learning how to do that effectively and what that entails. There's also a piece in there on the Morrigan, and the Morrigan is my deity. She is my primary. She is my guide. So part of her is in there. Ancestral space and ancestors, spirit communication, mediumship. And then at the end, it goes into the blending and bringing that all together in the authentic self. So yeah, what I ended up creating through these journeys wasn't just tools, and I have amazing tools, but it also gave me a guidebook, a sacred book. And that doesn't mean that this is going to be forever. It's not going to be. This sacred book is going to be through this time while I'm learning all these things. This wasn't the first rune journey that I did this. You know, I did it in a different way this time, but my first rune journey gave me a wheel in very specific aspects, and I used that for years to really develop myself and really hone in skills and work through. And so what they've done is they've given it to me all again. So this recent rebirthing and moving into another area of my path, shape shifting into it, transforming into it. So I'm really excited. I am really excited to start using this and getting into it. I didn't have these ideas when I first started going in and, I'm going to do another rune journey. the rune journey was supposed to, and I had thought it was going to go a different direction, but it went here. So I'm going to follow it. And so that's what I was talking about the other day when I was talking about not using my cards and stuff, but using these tools. So I have my Ogham, and they're all burned into the bones from the turkey vulture. And I have my runes. Those are on pennies, and I think they're going to stay because I kind of like it. It really works for me. And then I got to figure out something for the animals, for ancestors. I'm kind of thinking maybe they're prints, but I got to look at all the different prints together to see how close they are and how far apart they are. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out a different kind of symbolism or something for them. And then I'm still trying to decide, do I do it in wood? Do I use a different kind of medium? I'm just not sure yet. So do you have suggestions? Do you have ideas? Go ahead, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. The thing I loved most about all of it, one, it was very challenging. It took quite a bit of time. I had to do the Stitchomancy piece for each individual one. And then when that was done, I had to go through and put it together cohesively. And that also took a lot of trance and connection work with them as I did that. And then I recopied it into this big book that is going to end up being kind of like my own personal sacred text that I'm going to be working out of. I'm going to transfer a few more things into it. And then I'm also going to transfer some of my prayers and really special kind of devotional stuff into that. And then I have another one that's behind it that's exactly the same, but that one is for ancestors, and it's for their stories. And it's also my journal. So it has a lot of my ritual stuff in it, what I do, and then I can go back and look at that and transfer over into another book that has all my spells and rituals and stuff into it. But that is more of a working journal type of a book. So this one here. And so that means, you know, it's not fleshed out. It's really, really long. So yeah. So yeah, new tools, new sacred text for this time. That is my sacred text, not somebody else's that they wrote. This is what I got from my guides and from the people that I work with. So even though I'm not working with Hela now, she is the one that did the runes and stuff. The Morrigan, Ogham, and then my ancestors, all animals. Very interesting. I'm very excited. So yeah, in just a little bit, I'm going to pull my first sets for the day. If you want to learn more about how I did the Stitchomancy and stuff, on my YouTube, Issa's Valley, there is a video on there that really goes through and shows how I did Stitchomancy and what that means and how I use that with my tarot and the books to get these specific things that they gave me, their stories, their interpretations. And I found it really interesting of getting their interpretations and stories because, again, yeah, they gave me guidebooks for different aspects, one for an outer life, one for my inner self, and then one that contains, you know, magic that I need to learn. So yeah, really interesting. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope you got something out of this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.